This conference will now be recorded.
Okay, so first thing, here how it works. So here how it works. So now this is the Datadog and this is the AWS. Now what exactly we are trying to do? So this Datadog is based on SaaS software. So we need the data from AWS. So now from AWS, how can we ask the data? Anyone have idea? How can we ask the data? Anyone?
Maybe agent.
Think about it. I mean, AWS, how, I'm not talking the Datadog front. Let's understand the AWS first. How can we ask the data from AWS?
We need to connect to that AWS account using the secret key and access key.
Yeah, that's a connection. Very much valid statement. But which component I should ask the data? That's in AWS, we have a 4,000 services. So which component? So see, AWS, we have so many services. Now one component which has information about all the component, all the services, and that we call it CloudWatch. Correct?
Okay.
So CloudWatch is a monitoring solution for AWS. That means if you want to grab any information about from the AWS, you have to ask a CloudWatch. That's the monitoring solution for the AWS. Correct?
Yes.
Yeah. So here now come back to the points. Here Datadog need the data which is from the CloudWatch. So Datadog, you don't need agent for that. Yeah. So what you are saying as per the discussion, let's create one machine and here install the agent. An agent will ask the CloudWatch with the data and then it will store here. Is the something you are planning? No. So Datadog directly can ask a CloudWatch and store here. So this is not needed. Make sense, all of you?
Okay. So instead of the here basically agent is getting agent phase is getting reduced. Is it so?
Yes. Because it's API call, they will directly, because AWS CloudWatch has everything. Just a matter of getting it from the on Datadog directly. So we don't need the agent. That's what I was trying to tell you. So here, for that, what to do, how to enable the integrations. So here I'll go to the integration front and here I will type AWS. Okay. Now here, these are the services which you can get the data from AWS. So if you want the game lift data, you have to enable this integration, event bridge, Fargate, mesh, EKS. Now overall other services, this one. So if you see that here, this will give you the overall details of AWS statics. So let's go and click on installations. Now, please read this here. This will keep varying. So what using this integrations, what data you can get it. So you can get the data about the cloud. See here, CloudWatch metrics for EC2. Okay, so all this information you get it. Again, you see this CloudWatch metrics from other services here I have, and other maintenance stuff. So these are the information you'll get it. Now the question is how do we configure it? So there are two ways actually here. Look at this and don't rush. By the way, this is a paid services. For the demo, I'm showing you, but I will after that I will remove the all the stuff. This is the paid services. You have to do with the proper reading, how much it will have to pay, and so it will not be chargeable. I'm not saying it will be chargeable at the Datadog site. Anyways, that's the Datadog is paid services. So if you ask lots of metrics from CloudWatch, CloudWatch also charge you for that metrics. Okay, so some of the metrics are free, but some of the metrics are paid also. Okay, so please take it into the billing FAQ is here, get that knowledge and many other stuff. So this is important. Now, what are the data? What are the services you want the data? I mean, what are the matrices? So these are the matrices, these are the services which you have. You can check in and decide which one you want it. Okay, so if you are you comfortable with AWS, right, all of you?
Yes.
Yeah. So here, this is the all the matrices you wanted. So you, let's say I'll go for only one resources, not everything. So I'll just these there should be one. It's headache actually now. So I'm just don't want all these resources. Okay, all the resources data I don't want from the CloudWatch. Why? Because it's just a waste of money, and check also will be taking little time. So I want only the data from EC2 instance. Okay, EC2 instance. So I'll disable all this stuff. And
So Rajesh, one query. So basically, whenever glue jobs or some kind of AWS jobs point of view, developer directly pushes the logs to the target endpoint, right? So here,
right.
developer don't need to push to the endpoint, and Datadog can pick from the CloudWatch log.
That can be done. That can be done. So that is also log monitoring. No, that's after APM I'll teach you log monitoring. So that also it will be done. Okay, so here which services I want? So basically I want very simple, and I want EC2. So only EC2 I want. Okay, so here I selected. Okay, and here I'm saying collect CloudWatch alarms. Now here if you see, there are two ways to do that. One is like a role delegations, and another one is access key got cloud or channel only. So this is anyways not needed. So I'll go for the role delegation. Role delegation means using that role, you'll have to create a role. Okay, that can be created automatically also, and that role will assign all the privileges to get the all the EC2 data into Datadog. As I said, right, this is the, you have to ask a CloudWatch, and for that you need a access, and access through the role you are doing it. Now if you want to do automatically through the cloud formation or manually, that is also possible. Now cloud formation, you know that, right, all of you?
Yes.
Yeah, so cloud formation, that is possible. So automatically add using cloud formation. Now here infrastructure monitoring, log monitoring. So here customize your cloud formation setup. So what kind of product you are trying to get it. So infrastructure monitoring, you want to log also serverless monitoring, and disabling all this thing. And which is the region? So my region, I know that few instances are in Mumbai region, so I'll go for south Asia Pacific, south 1, Asia Pacific south 1. This is the one. Now you have to give the API key. You can create a new one, or you can change for existing. So existing, there's no, I have stored it actually. Oh, this is the, sorry, not AWS. This is the Datadog API key. So I'll have a one which is already there. So I'll use this one. Add it. So now here you selected, region selected. I am just focusing on the infra. Okay, not log. Log means cloud trail, you know, and AWS Watch also has a log. And after that, launch cloud formation template. Okay. So this is something which we have to do. Now, because I had logged in already, remember, I had logged in already AWS before this Datadog. So it took to the cloud formation services. The region is AP South 1, and everything's there. Now, if you want, whatever the parameter I selected, it also selected everything as it is. So you can customize if you want it here and get it done. So more or less this role will be created and all these things will be done. I acknowledge, so some of the charges, and create a stack. There's some problem. Okay, so here it says the error stake the one which is already exist. Why this is exist? Because last demo probably I might have done it. So I'll just name it August. Okay, and then create a stack. So now you have done it. It will take some time
because the role already exists.
Stake was exist. A role also, I think role I might have deleted because role only created trouble on the billing side.
Okay.
So like that. So that is done. So just wait for a few seconds, and you can go to stake here. Here few things in the past I have created. So just ignore it right now. This is the new one we are creating. So like that. Keep it refresh.
Rajesh, if you need to, use the multiple regions, let's say a customer uses the multiple regions. In that case,
Yeah, you have to. Yeah, you have to multiple integrations. You have to do each region. So you have to do that.
Okay, in the Datadog console.
Here, add a new other account actually like this, and here again you can follow the same process here, and
okay.
Yeah. So let me refresh. So there's some problem has happened. I'll just check that. So this is created and this is failed. A rollback in progress. Now I'll just go and check that why this is failed. And here output has come nothing. So I'll go for event, and the failure has come because of okay, so that expected error, that role was also existed. Okay, so I will do one thing. Let me delete that all this thing, because this is from the last session. All this thing is already just yeah, and done. So let it delete. I'll go to the IAMs and those roles and which is deleted, which is exist. I'll just check that. I should have deleted that was causing, and that was causing offline billings also, by the way. So this is what it happens when you leave this unnecessarily. You pay for that. Datadog. So time being, I see there's no as such. I think it got deleted. So I'll go to CloudFormation, see the state, delete in progress. Should be going in few seconds. Just wait for it. Yeah, so I'll go here one more time I'll start from here and go for south one, existing keys and launch configurations. So now I'll change a little bit of it. I have deleted it, but I don't want to take a risk this time for failure. And I change the name one, or I'll put it Raj. It'll be easy. And this is Raj. Create a step. Okay, so I'll just wait for it. Now you can also let's just wait for it. So I'm just checking. It got created. Here it is. Yeah. So this is the role which got created. Okay. So let it refresh. Yeah, almost done. So now what will happen? The integration is completed. Okay. Now if you want to check this integrations, see here, everything is completed. Now you should be seeing the data in the Datadog. So there's some error coming on the Datadog error occurred. So check the status. Okay, still it says it's not completed. Just wait for it. So it has to send the data. Refresh. So it says it take up to 10 minutes. So just wait for it. And so integration is done. After that, in the UI part, we have to confirm that some data is coming or not. So data should come. If data is coming in Explorer, that means this Datadog is able to fetch EC2 data which we selected and get it done. Are you able to understand? All of you?
Okay, now integration is done. With the roles creation, integration is done. Now, now Datadog will fetch the logs from that AWS account.
Yes, in a CloudWatch, Datadog will take all the data, whatever you have in CloudWatch, and store it here. And this is you can reference it, that data matters.
Okay.
So just wait for a few seconds more. I'll keep what is taking time. It should come actually. If that account is added, that you'll see account ID and all stuff like that. Let me close. I don't have a patience and open it one more time. And it has come. So this is the one integrations. Okay. So integration is done. You can update the configurations also. You can add a new things also. So now I believe everything is done. Now if you want to tag it the data in the from the AWS in Datadog, you can do that, and also further. So I think everything is done. Let me get it see, now it's got updated. Now I'll go and metrics. In fact, AWS will be also shown here. You see Explorer. So you go here and see what kind of data you're getting. So CloudWatch we are expecting. So let's see that. EC2. Sorry, EC2. No. AWS. See, some data has started coming. So EBS data has started coming, and also slowly all this data will come here, and so this will browse after 2 to 3 minutes more, and then you'll see the data.
Rajesh, one question: how a particular service metrics can be found?
How this?
A particular service, let's say ECS service, yeah, EC2 service, how the metrics can be identified?
So AWS publishes the data also, and these documents also you'll have it. These are the metrics. These are the metrics we'll get it. Okay. So from this integrations, these are the metrics you get it.
Okay. Yeah. Only this much?
Yeah, these are the metrics. With this integration,
I'm interested in the Elastic Container Service metrics actually.
ECS I did not enable it. So see here. Okay, I enabled by default everything. Okay, no problem. So let it come. So ECS will be there, I guess. So here. Here it is. Okay.
The other question.
I don't have right now. I don't have ECS running. I have in this account none of these services running except few EC2 instances. So we'll see that those instances. Whatever you have in the CloudWatch, you will see that.
Okay.
So just wait for 10 minutes. It should be populating with all the data slowly.
I wanted to also ask you, are you also monitoring for MySQL instances on AWS, or is that part of the EC2 suite?
RDS basically, right?
RDS. So you are monitoring for RDS.
Yeah.
Okay.
So let me show you, because I need to check whether it's part of this one or not. So just best way to check that list of this one. It's there. So RDS is there, so you can get it.
Can we see RDS metric, Rajesh?
RDS
metrics.
No, I don't have RDS metric. I mean, see, the metrics will come only and only if you have RDS running. So right
Oh,
now in this account, I have only few EC2 running. That's all.
okay.
Yeah,
Or otherwise, IAM metrics, IAM roles will be there, right?
not true. Yeah,
Yeah. Can you show some metrics?
that's what. I'm still waiting for it. Two metrics has come, but others, it has come now. So whatever this metrics you are seeing, slowly it will take few more minutes to, because I don't have a, see, SES I am having running. SES I am getting. S3 also I'm having it. In fact, Route 53 I'm having it. EC2 anyways I'm having it. And yeah, like that. So just 5 minutes if you wait, whatever that you configured, enable. Basically by mistake I wanted only EC2, but second time when he added the account, then by default it selected everything. So a little bit cost, but that's okay. Okay, so now this is the something. Now important thing, you know what? So you got the metrics. After that, you will do some sort of alerting and dashboarding. But because it will keep hitting my billing stuff and the metrics integration I wanted to show you, so which has come. So now what I will do, I will go and delete that because it will keep hitting my billing. So for that, what to do? So go to the integrations and you have to do three things. Okay, first thing, this one I'm going to remove it. So remove account. Okay, and here you should do that, or else if you don't remove it, it will keep adding a cost to your AWS billing account. And I did this. Let me refresh and just check one more time, because last time I left it just like that with other accounts. So I just realized that one. Okay, this remove account has not happened. So just I'm checking it. Uninstall, confirm. Okay, so I think this time it has happened. And you see AWS? No. Now you have to do one more thing. You have to go to CloudFormation and delete these texts. If you don't delete it, it will be problematic for you. So just delete it. And third thing which you have to do, so I deleted it. And yeah, now third thing you have to do, go to the roles, okay, and check that Datadog roles should not be there, because that is keep adding some cost for that permissions. So here data, and you see this is not deleted. So I think it should be deleted with this here. See, deletion failed and all. Deletion also is failed. So I need to check again. But you know what? Just for safety, this only give you the access to Datadog from AWS. So I'll just delete, I mean, with the harsh way, because this only create a billing. So at least that part is done. Okay. What is error? Let me refresh. Data. Okay, it's gone. That was the error. So it was deleted. Go to the, okay. So it's just in AWS we have a refresh issue a lot actually. So deletion failed. Why this is failed? Because not able to do that, but not able to understand. But I'll delete one more time. This time done. So delete in progress. This one also I'll delete and done. Because if you delete, it will be safer and stuff like that. So any questions on the AWS front? All of you?
Can we also monitor other services, Rajesh, like CloudTrail?
So in that you had a CloudTrail also. So I should have given a screenshot of it, but you can try the same way. You had all the services listed in the left side. No? You had a CloudTrail also. That was, I remember that during the setting up, I disabled the log. Infrastructure, log, and serverless. 3 options were there.
Yeah,
so
yeah,
probably you can repeat that recordings and you will see that.
Okay.
Okay, any other questions?
The name of the metric same as in AWS console. In AWS CloudWatch, we have metrics
Yes,
option, right?
Metrics will be same. They will not be different. And best way to read that integration documents, they'll be having hundreds on hundreds of metrics. You'll understand better.
Okay. Can you ping that link?
Just a second. Which one you want?
ECS, Elastic Container Service.
Yeah. Here it is. See, these are the metrics.
Oh, okay.
And here you have explanation. So like that, because thousands of services we have in AWS, so you should like look at this like.
Okay. So while configuring the alerts, basically, so we depend on the metrics only, right?
Metrics only. Metrics also is a 4 types of it: integer, string, gauge, and counter. Okay, so these are the gauge one actually.
Okay.
Yeah, here you have counter and gauge, count. Yeah, these are the metrics we have.
Okay. So whatever the alerts can be set only on these metrics.
True. Yeah. I have disabled it for time being, but when the alerts topics will come, I will enable it offline. I'll keep it ready with you because others will keep charging us. Okay, so guys, this integration topic is over. So can I go into the migrate to the APM topic? So infra monitoring, we set it up. If you have any specific requirement in infra, do let me know now itself. Else it'll be easy. Again, going back to the topic will be difficult. Let me ask Stephen, any infra monitoring requirement you have? Ramya?
No, this is good.
Arpan?
No, this is good.
Yeah. Basha?
No specific infra.
Okay, so guys, you have to practice it. Let me recall this stuff. First thing you have to practice is Linux. Add the Linux matrix, add the Windows matrix, add the process matrix, add the Docker matrix, add the Kubernetes matrix, add the Apache matrix, add the Tomcat matrix, add the Java matrix, add the MySQL matrix, and finally one is Cloud matrix. So practice it. These are the things. Any additional also, because Datadog support 500 matrices, and these 500 matrices you can same method which I follow more or less. If you know those tools, it's a more or less same way you can do that. Okay, so now let's get into the APM monitoring. So I need some support from slides. So Datadog. Yeah, so APM. So first thing, so we'll understand the what is APM is all about it. That is something which you'll understand, and then we'll get into the monitoring part. So now what is APM? So basically guys, there are few questions which I have in front of you. Okay, and if you have an answer yes, then I think you have a solution. I mean, you don't need to be in this session or something because you have already everything in place. If you have an answer for no and not sure, then I think APM is a good class for you. So basically, at a high level, if you read this question, more or less at a simple way, I'm putting up, not dragging this each questions, but more or less response experience for your application, response time and experience with your application is good or not. So I'll put it in a little bit different way. See, no matter from which part of the world I'm accessing, no matter what devices like a mobile and a laptop or pad I'm using, no matter which browser I am using, no matter from which region I am from, but how was the experience, user experience, uh, uh, user experience for that applications? In simple way, if I say, what is my response time? What is your application response time? What is the the error rate? What are the historical data? Are you progressing or downgrading? All these things we'll get to know through the APM. So APM stands for Application Performance Management. That means how it is performing. So that we are trying to do that. So what is the response time of my request? Here you see that different devices, different ISPs, different data centers, different load balancers, different web servers, different microservices, different app servers, different database, and someone has requested and he's got the response time 300 milliseconds, and someone else has requested and he got this 7.5 seconds. So what is your job? Actually, your job is to find out why 7.5 seconds. That's all. If it is a 300 milliseconds, I think you don't have to worry about it. Your job is not there in those areas. But if it is some of the request is taking longer to process, so that is your job. That is your job in your whatever you call it, monitoring or observability or SRE, whatever you want to call it. Your job is to find out why 7.5 seconds. But the question is how you do that. And for that, you have to work with APM. Are you understanding, guys, all of you?
Yeah, Rajesh.
Yeah. So how to find a culprit? Where is the problem? Problem in JVM, problem in application server, problem in Java code, problem in the network, problem in app server. I mean, where exactly the problem is? We need to find out. If you look at this nowadays, the application environment, we have lots of data sources. See, if you want to find out the problems, is from where? Whether it's app server, web server, database server, load balancer, third-party libraries, network, where is the problem? So how do you see that? So lots of data sources are there, and it's very critical you to find out the performance issues. It's very critical. There is some survey, probably you can take it up seriously after knowing this. 1 second delay, 1 second delay in a response time can reduce conversion by 7%, page views by 11%, and customer satisfaction by 16%. Okay, this is something another matrix survey, and if you see that's how performance is important. More than 51% of online consumer in the US said the site slowness is the top reason they would abandon the purchase. When online service fails, 75% of the consumer move to another channel, which can lead to millions of lost dollars. So you understand that it's very important to do the performance management, and you should fix that issue. Not only you should know the issue, but you should fix that issues so it will not impact your company, because you are in SRE, you are supposed to do all that stuff. So how do we monitor performance, distributed performance monitoring? How do we do that? So that process is called APM, application process monitoring. So application process monitoring is nothing but a collection of tools and process. We combine these together and try to find out the user experience and then how they are satisfied or not satisfied. So that process is called APM. So this is something, look at this image is very important. Okay, this image is very important. Look at this here. The customers is from the different regions, different browser, different devices, different local ISPs, different third-party libraries, different web server, different app server, different microservices. It travel different databases, and then finally response received. So where is the problem? How do you identify web, mobile, app, database, network? There is a problem. So this is something which we have to do as part of this session. Are you understanding? All of you?
Where APM comes under this performance and all actually?
So APMs comes at the multiple level. There are different types of monitoring for the performance. So APMs come at the code level also, application level also. So many places it can come. Network level also. So we'll consolidate. See here. Look at this very interesting code. So user has hit one page, and you see that how it's traveling the transaction. So one Java call to another HTTP call, another HTTP call to another Java call, different services, Tomcat, HTTP, external, internal, SHAP, queue, this, that. So where is the problem? So if you see each microservices, it's taking a very smaller microseconds actually. So in this, tell me, where is the problem where the real time is being spent?
Yeah, database query showing that.
So how to find a culprit? That is a culprit. So we have to fix that. Everything is great. Only it's been when you start querying the database, that's a problem, because it's taking 19,339 milliseconds. So that is a problem. So you have to locate it, something like that. So what are the benefits of APM? So there are a lot of benefits. We have business continuity, reduced downtime, greater end user experiences, greater customer satisfaction, higher productivity, decreased reliance on cost experts, greater innovation. So all these things will come when your customers are satisfied with your applications. Let's say when you go to google.com or amazon.com or netflix.com or something like that. Why? Because this website is loading fast, giving you the very good experience, right? Response time is very less. Let's say if you start loading some of the pages while searching, you see that they start loading very late. So what you do, you just close that page. You don't open up that page. So like that. So now the question is how to do APM then. So there are two ways to do the APM. One is agent, using agent, and one is agentless. Okay, and both these things we will learn in this session. So agent and agentless. So you have to little bit come out of this last session. In the last session, the agent was what? Anyone would like to tell me what was the agent in last session, infra session?
The Datadog agent.
Yeah. But in this session, the agent will be little different. Okay, so change your mindset. Agent, when I say in APM, and agent, when I say in infra, is a different one. So now you'll ask me how it is different. So basically, agent is nothing but a code itself. See, Datadog was one application which you install it in the system at the operating system level, right? But agent, this in APM, is nothing but a code, is library, and which is sitting inside your application itself. Are you understanding? That means, let's say, let me put it in this way: you have one application and you have 10 libraries, which is 10 jar files. Let's say if it's in Java, 10 jar files. So agent, if you want to install, it will become 11th jar file. Are you understanding? All of you? Or if it is in Python, let's say you have a 10 Python program and you want to install agent for APM, so you will have to copy one more Python program in that. So agent here in APM is nothing but a code actually. So this is the solution where you have a piece of software or an agent, if you will, inject within an application. Remember, this code you inject within an application, and this, the moment you run application, this will also run and it will report back on what this application is doing internally along with complex matrices. Understanding that, all of you? All
yes.
of you? Yeah. So only the negative aspects of this approach is it will add some overhead on your applications. That means little bit of extra CPU and RAM will be consumed all the time through this agent. That's only extra head, but advantage are too much. So basically you will get this image which I was showing you, right? This image, remember? So this output you get it only through the agent which is embedded in your code, using that only. This matrix, if you really want to enjoy. Okay, so that is a agent based. Agentless based means what? Agentless based means something like a synthetic monitoring, we call it. Okay, and I will show you that one also. Synthetic monitoring is a part of our session. So synthetic monitoring also will get to know the status and health of the response time, but that is done through the network spanning. So you have a network IP address or domain and the port number, and you span it, and whatever the information you get it, you store it, and that is not a realistic picture actually, because if you hit the network and then whatever you get it, it's not real pictures. Or at the method level, class level, you won't get that data. You get it at the instance level only. So yes, this is solution where instead of directly monitoring the application, you analyze its surroundings. This should be ideally gathering all the information within the data center. This is generally done by spanning port and analyzing the packet level information and stuff like that. Okay, so this is the agentless based solution, which is network spanning. So now we understand that if you want to do the APM, you have to either do through the agent or non-agent. But what are the things to do for an application performance? What are the things you have to do? So first thing, you will have to collect. I'll teach you the collections only. So I will teach you the collections, how to collect. So using agent or agentless, you can collect the data from the matrices or whatever the data from the applications, and then you have to store it. Storing is done typically at the Datadog side. Then finally check that. Check means explore that data. The one, remember that, have you noticed that whenever I do some integration, I go to the explorer and check that whether the matrix has come or not? All of you? All of you?
Yeah, yes, Rajesh.
Yeah. So you can check that. Based on the check, you can create alerts from there also and show at the dashboard also. And then stream. Stream means what? enriching that data. Streaming means you can also pipeline. Nowadays we call it pipeline actually. So take the input, process the data, store it, and then do some actionable actions on that, alerting or reporting or something like that. So stream, and archiving in Datadog is not required, but query, keep querying and understand that what exactly is data. So these are the things to do. So what is the end goal of APM? So end goal of APM is to get automatic reports and alerts and warning signals. Primarily, your response time for your transactions start increasing, then red flags, and when transactions start failing, developer should be informed about that. Okay, this transaction is failing. We have to fix it. We have to analyze the root cause of it, and then get going. Are you understanding, all of you? Yeah. So now the question is, you will say, okay, Rajesh, which APM tools is good? So everything is good actually. All the tools are good. If you go for New Relic, if you go for Datadog, you go for Elastic, if you go for Dynatrace, if you go to App Dynamics, if you go for Splunk, every APM tools are good. But which one is good for you? Based on, you can decide based on a certain criteria. Like instead of checking in the Google what is the best APM tool, just check that what language you need support, whether your developers are very friendly with the tools or not, whether it's a ease of use, setup, diagnostics, and fix it, and if it is integration supports are there, like automations and all, Chef, Puppet, Ansible, blah blah blah, integrations with Slack, Jira, GitHub, and whether the pocket friendly or not. So now with that, these are the list of popular APM tools we have in the market. New Relic APM, App Dynamics APM, Splunk APM. Earlier it was called Signal FX, which was acquired by Splunk, Elastic APM, Stackify Retrace, and Datadog. So these are the APM tools. So yeah, some of the challenges nowadays we are facing with APM is like earlier we had a very few monolithic monolithic or service-based architecture, like one application, three large servers, one database, one data center, and blah blah blah. But the complexity is is increasing in the distributed environment. So nowadays you have too many types of architecture, platforms, too many microservices, and all stuff like that. So that's a complexity which is increasing. So that is something which you have to deal with. Now, last part of it. Okay, so you understand what is APM, why do we need it? Okay, what is your responsibility, how to obtain the data for APM, and what are the process which we need to do. After this, we need to understand after that some of the APM common terminology. Okay, some of the common terminology. This is a pretty huge list which we have for that, but some of the things I would like to get you comfortable with it. So I think number of users, I don't think so I have to tell you what is the number of users. The moment we see that number of users on our website, if I ask you, hey, what is the current traffic? You say, hey, we have a 10,000 people per minute, or 1 lakh people per hour, or 10 lakh people per 24 hours or something. So that's the load which we have. Hits per second, how many hits you are getting per second? The moment you read it, you understand that. Correct, all of you? These are the terminologies which we use in the APM world. Are you understanding, right?
Yes.
So now errors per second. See here. So the moment we read it, we understand that, okay, in 1 second, let's say we have a 10 request, out of which how many errors people are getting. Errors means, anyone have idea what is the errors code? Most frequently error code?
40440, yeah.
4x and 5x is error. So 4x is from the client side and 5x is from the server side. Now you have to get comfortable with it. So let's say if you're not, just type error label. Okay, error label code, and go to the images and see. I think this image is good. So I'm assuming like all of you are comfortable, right?
Yes.
So that's a things about it. Now response time, we understand at a high level, we understand. But you know what? The response time, the definition of response time is conflicting many times. Sometimes response time of application, response time of app server, response time of database server, sometimes response time of network. So when we say in APM response time, overall every response time combine it together, and that's called overall response time. So mind it here. Latency, yeah, this the measurement of how long it takes from just before sending the request to just after the receiving the first response. So in latency including the request plus response, but response is only response time. So yeah, these are the small things you have to, I think slowly you'll get into that. It's not very difficult, you know. So part of the response time KPI latency also helps us to measure and understand the inputs like good delay. Connect time, that means when you hit the enter to reach to the connection to the first endpoint of your application, what is the connect time? Are we having any problem with SSL or something like that, or internet issues or routing issues, something like connect time? Network related. Bytes throughput, I mean how much bytes you exchange per second for each request or maybe overall request. So those are the throughput for the bytes. Throughputs for the you have a throughput you have for the response time. So here you have a things. Standard deviation. So these are the, from now onwards whatever I'm talking, I'm not getting into the detail of it, but these are the algorithms actually. So standard deviations, what is the standard deviation for this particular request? We'll have to measure it. And percentile, these are the percentile. So we'll discuss this standard deviation, percentile, average, and all stuff like that again, you know, while doing the APM. But I'll just make you comfortable, so you just have a little bit of offline learnings also. These are the mathematical formulas for analyzing the overall experience of applications. Percentile, which you need to know about this: 90 percentile, 99 percentile. What is the meaning of 99 percentile? What is the meaning of 10 percentile, 50 percentile, median, and all? Many things are there here. Average, we need to understand what is the average response time, what is the 99th percentile response time, what is the standard deviation for our applications. Okay, what is the transaction trace? Trace is like I'll put it in this way. Trace is something like, see, when you go to the load balancer, then application server, sorry, web server, then application server and database server, maybe third-party libraries also, I'm not including right now. So that this whole thing is called one transaction, but this one we call it trace. One trace, one trace, one trace. Okay, are you understanding in a simple way? So the response time taken between the two endpoint is called trace. So for example, I'll put it in a one more simple way. Let's say I log into the website. Okay, after that I search for the catalog, after that I selected the product, after that I made a payment and confirmation. So here I want to know what is the trace between this. So this whole things will become one transaction. Are you able to understand, all of you?
Yes.
So you need to understand that one also. Get comfortable with it. Anyways, will be a part of the session. We'll understand. I'm not dragging this right now, but yeah, more or less I'll make you comfortable. So yeah, these are the tools, list of tools. Now, what is Abdex Core? I'll teach you. You need to get comfortable with it. I'm just giving you a keyword in the mind, not because while doing it, it will be easy for us. These are the formulas for Abdex Core. I'll explain to you while doing it. This is a percentile. These are the formulas for percentile. Okay, you have to know in detail. And median and all, average formulas. No, some graphs. You'll have to comfortable with it and stuff like that. Anomalies. What is anomalies? We need to understand. Okay. We have to understand the forecasting also. These are the anomaly algorithms which you have. We need to understand forecasting also. These are the algorithms we have for the forecasting also, linear and seasonal. Outliers, we need to understand what is outliers. Okay, so these are the things we have to do. These are the algorithms we have for the outlier, div, scan, mad, and scale. Derivatives, we have to understand what is the derivative, what is anomalies versus derivative, and also. So yes, I did not want to scare you with so much of algorithm at initial, but once we start doing it, we'll have a better confidence. So guys, what is APM and why it is important? All of you understood? Any questions so far?
Rajesh, can you recap in 5 minutes all the information, especially for the APM part?
Yeah. So first thing, the challenge was how to be measured. How do we know our end user experience? End user. Think about end user. Okay. User is happy or not happy. How do you know? Simple. Means one happy means not like you are giving so much of money to it. Your applications, your response time is 4 seconds or 10 seconds. Let's say if you google.com and is waiting, not able, and even though if you are using Amazon, and the transaction getting declined, or whatever you order is not get delivered, you're not getting the data response, correct? So how do you measure? So for that we have APM. APM is basically performance, where how this my application is performing for the end user. So then you have this can be done by APM. Now how to do that? So agentless, agent, and without agentless. Okay, and then some of the advantage features, some of the terminology, some of the tools which we discuss. That is something which we have. Understood, all of you?
Yeah, using the tools is compulsory because Datadog itself is a tool, right? So again, do we need to use separate tools for APM?
Now, APM is a problem statement, and we will use the Datadog to gather the metrics, alerts, and dashboard. APM gathering, agent and agentless, Datadog will provide.
Okay, so I mean, is Datadog alone sufficient, or do we need to focus on the other tools as well?
No. Just first complete the Datadog. Probably after that you'll see that what can be done other than that. Datadog is self-sufficient for APM actually.
Okay.
Okay. Any other questions, guys?
In the console, where we get
no, go ahead. Okay. All right. So I had a question, Rajesh. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir, I can hear you.
Okay. So the APM database monitoring is a new feature in Datadog, right? The question is, are you charged more for collecting APM for database, or since the agent is already there, it collects the same data for APM?
Yeah, so there's no charges for APM collections actually. So
Okay.
whatever that charges, see, Datadog has a different model of pricing. At a high level, I'm telling you, not complicating the things. One is like a per node basis. Okay, that is like per node means in one node, whatever the agent for infra or log or APM, it is not carrying. Whatever that you are doing in the per node, I'll charge you per node. Second thing is how much data you are storing at a Datadog per GB basis. That's all. So you per node and per GB. Apart from that, some here and there fancy stuff is there for the pricing. So let's say I'll put it in a very simple way. You have a 20 node, 20 server, 20 virtual box, 20 machines, 20 server. So I have Datadog will charge you 20 server. You do whatever in that integration, hell lot of it. You do this one, what to say, integrations, infrastructure, log monitoring, APM, whatever you do in 20 box, you submit. Now, after that, what data amount of data you are storing at the Datadog website, that they apply per GB basis. Are you understand?
Good. I understand now. Thank you.
Yeah. So yeah, any other questions, guys?
Where we can see the APM in the data console?
APM as of now I have not integrated, but once we integrate, you will see this. You will see yes, here dedicated area you have for APM. See, suddenly what has happened? My top menu got moved to left because of view. So now here, this is APM. So right now you cannot see because we have not enabled anything. If you click here, it will say, hey, you have to enable the agent. What agent you want to do that? So Java and all. So there. See here, all the, it's very simple. All infrastructure you will see here. All APM you will see here, or all logs you will see here, all synthetics you will see last one, and rum also. Security you will see here, and some more. Exploring the matrices you will see here. Alerting you will see here. Monitoring we call it in Datadog, and all dashboard you will see here. Okay.
Okay. One question related to AWS services. Do we have AWS inbuilt dashboards like for ECS or CloudWatch?
Yeah. So actually, free of cost, many dashboards are available. You can see that whenever you integrate, you will get some dashboard free. For example, these are the dashboard which has come. You can get a free. Now you can create your own dashboard also. That I'll teach you how to create a dashboard. So this dashboard, why I got a free dashboard? Because you know what? While selecting the creating account, I said I will monitor these are the tools. So Datadog said, okay, take it up this dashboard and use it. So if you think if you have a certain more dashboard, simple dashboard you want, so you can do that also. So integration, I deleted it. So because of AWS dashboard got also deleted.
Yeah, understood. Can we create the alerts from the dashboard? Is it possible?
You can create alerts from many places, not only from the dashboard. Dashboard we have widget from there, but from Explorer also you can create alerts here also. You can create alert from the APM side also. So the linking will be done ultimately to this one. This one. Okay, guys. Any other questions?